2005 National Electrical Code, or NIC, does not specifically address using concrete encased rebar as a grounding electrode. Section 250.52 A3 refers to a metal underground water pipe that is at least 10 feet long and in direct contact with the earth for 10 feet or more. The pipe must be metallically joined to the grounding electrode system, and if the joint is above ground, it must be protected from corrosion. It is thought that the intention of the code panel was to specifically identify certain grounding electrodes. Therefore, concrete encased rebar in a light pole base is not explicitly listed as an approved grounding electrode. The issue with the NEC panel not defining all acceptable grounding electrodes is that it leaves room for interpretation and debate. Most authorities having jurisdiction, or odds, would likely not accept concrete encased rebar as a grounding electrode without further justification. However, one might be able to make an argument that using concrete encased rebar is acceptable by referring to section 250.4 A5. This section of the NEC states that an effective grounding path shall be provided between the electrical equipment and the grounding electrode system by one of the following means, including other approved means. This approach would require convincing the AHJ that the concrete encased rebar provides a safe and effective grounding electrode. This can be a difficult task since the NEC does not specifically address the use of concrete encased rebar. It's important to understand the factors that contribute to a good grounding electrode. Firstly, it should have a low resistance connection to the earth. Secondly, it must be able to withstand any potential fault current. Thirdly, the grounding electrode should be durable and corrosion resistant. Considering these factors, concrete encased rebar may or may not meet the approval of the AHJ depending on how well it satisfies these criteria. It is important to consider the size and the length of the rebar, the quality of the concrete, and the soil conditions. Generally, a ground rod is recommended instead of concrete encased rebar for the following reasons. Firstly, ground rods are specifically listed as an approved grounding electrode in the NEC. Secondly, ground rods are relatively inexpensive and easy to install. Thirdly, ground rods have a proven track record of providing a safe and effective grounding path. When installing ground rods, adhere to NEC requirements for depth and spacing. Proper installation techniques are essential to ensure the ground rod provides an effective grounding path. The NEC provides clear guidelines on acceptable grounding electrodes and their installation requirements. Consulting with a qualified electrical engineer or inspector is essential to ensure code compliance and safety.